You're about to watch a Trains Newswire video. If you enjoy what you see, consider looking at some of our other full-length videos. Chicago, America's Railroad Capital, 20th Century Limited, and a new collection of top-quality documentaries from producer Rich Luckin. All of these and more are available on our website, kalmbachhobbystore.com. Good morning, Trains Nation. Today is Friday, August 18th, 2017, all day until midnight. Certain time zones are excluded. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Trains Newswire Roundup. I'm Steve Sweeney.
I'm Brian Schmidt.
We're so glad you could join us today. Okay, so just before we came on into our studio and got on camera, we have 51 stories out there on Newswire so far today. We've got plenty more to come. We've got 6 exclusive or flash stories that are really breaking news, and we've got 3 videos that are on Newswire right now. Just Newswire. I mean, we've got videos around the site, we've got exclusives around the site, but just on Newswire this week, that's what we've got so far. And there's a lot of stuff going on. I guess we should talk about CSX at some point, so let's get it out of the way.
You can talk about CSX.
I know.
I'm not going to, but you can.
Okay, I will. I'll talk about CSX. So on Newswire this week, we've got a bunch of stories from Bill Stevens, who's been covering the CSX saga ever since Hunter Harrison came on board back in March, and since Hunter Harrison and the private venture capital has tried to take over the railroad. So there's a lot of war. For lack of better words, there's a war of words between CSX and Hunter Harrison on this side and the shippers on this side. You know, intermodal shippers, J.B. Hunt is mad, UPS is not pleased. Now the grain shippers have come out today and are squawking about lack of grain shipments to poultry plants. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on. And now people are pressuring the Surface Transportation Board to clamp down to not only demand metrics and statistics from CSX, but also actually asking the Surface Transportation Board to force CSX to allow other railroads, competing railroads, to start switching out captive shippers.
Open access, if you will.
Kind of like an emergency open access. Now, of course, the STB hasn't ruled on this. They've given a separate letter to Congress saying, we're watching them really closely.
But those other railroads still have to come in on CSX rails, dodge CSX trains, and work with CSX dispatchers. So how does that any better?
I don't know. These are the war of words. People are asking for certain things. CSX is defending itself, and Hunter Harrison is defending CSX and precision scheduled railroading, and it's come into a kind of a let's say a muck. Things are amuck as they appear on the surface. So,
well said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay. Onward. Good news. If you're paying attention to carload traffic in the United States, carloads are up. Coal, minerals, metals, and chemicals.
And this is from the AAR?
Right.
This is, I'm sorry to interrupt, this is
right.
Class 1 railroads only,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, Class 1 railroad statistics excluding short lines and the Canadian operations of CN and CP.
Okay.
So
and probably the Mexican operations of KCS then too.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but now I've often tried to go in there and dig in to see which Class 2s are reporting. I think FEC will be reporting. I think a couple other, like Montana Rail Link, Class 2 would be reporting on some of these statistics as well. But coal, minerals, metals, and chemicals are up, which is kind of an interesting mix. It's sort of like derivatives, things that need to be put into other things to make things.
When you're at the bottom, you have nowhere to go but up. I've said that here before, and I'm sure I'll say it again.
You did.
Yeah.
Just now.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I see
Exactly. Okay. Well, but there's. I'll say one happy thing. In Los Angeles, authorities have announced that LAX, the Los Angeles International Airport, will be getting a people mover to connect passengers between the airport and the Green Line and a whole bunch of parking lots and other parking ramps, which can only be a good thing.
A people mover. So is this thing a train or is it not?
Well, it's described as a train. So my definition of a train is multiple things moving on flanged wheel and steel rail.
Because there are people movers out there. I think Miami's doesn't have, it uses rubber wheels and a concrete guideway.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I know you will. But
yeah, really. Yeah. Well, the best description we have right now is a train. So with a train, we could be corrected, we could be definitely wrong, but going with it, this is a train that will connect.
Could just be a
point A to
really
point B.
long wedding dress too, with a train.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we went there.
yeah. Let's pretend we didn't. Can you save me from this? You got
You
anything?
can't unring that bell, Stephen. So, SMART, the Sonoma Marin Area Regional Transit, you'll correct me on that too.
Sounds good.
The north of San Francisco commuter system that's starting up this summer has a start date later this month. We profiled it in our July issue. Malcolm Kenton did a feature story on them and the trials and tribulations of starting up a new commuter service. It will have food service on board, which is rare for a commuter operation. It starts later this month. If you want the exact date, it's on Trains Newswire. You can find it there.
Trains Newswire. And embedded with that article, there's also a video from one of the local TV stations that did a profile on the system and the route. And I'd not seen the route from the train before. I haven't seen photos of it from the train. And it looks really pretty.
It's the old Northwestern Pacific, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of history along with that.
Yeah.
There's another story. It turns out there are other Class 1 railroads out there, contrary to what some of our readers are thinking. At Union Pacific, we have news on Union Pacific today.
We do. Well, it's kind of sad news. Earlier this week, they announced...
But it's not CSX.
It's not CSX. Earlier this week, they announced layoffs, mostly at corporate headquarters in Omaha. There's going to be, they estimate about 500 management employees and about 250 contract employees, mostly in Omaha, but also system-wide. So about a total of 750.
Well, it's not good news, but it is another railroad, so
Yes.
there we go.
Yeah.
Ron Vittori,
Yeah, good guy.
Conrail, FRA.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Do you know?
Okay, yeah, I do. Well, I mean...
I'll set it up for you, you tell them.
Yeah, as best as we can tell. So Ron Vittori, former Conrail Shared Asset CEO, President General Manager, has been nominated by President Trump to be the new FRA administrator, which is a good thing. We said it was a good thing. We think Ron would be a good guy, but it's being held up by certain senators. Ron Vittori's nomination or confirmation, as well as a few other nominations, being held by these senators so that they can get some concessions from the president on new gateway project money for New York City, connecting basically across the Hudson River between New York and New Jersey, which has already been estimated to be in the billions and billions of dollars. So the details behind that were, apparently there was a handshake agreement at some point in the past that the federal government would kick in a whole bunch of money to make those tunnels a reality. And now people in the administration are saying, well, there isn't a contract, there wasn't a written agreement, so maybe we don't have to come forward on that. And so that's why the senators are holding up the nomination. But it's too bad that Ron's caught up in this because the FRA is an important regulator for railroads. You know, it's the safety regulator in the United States for railroads. And Ron Vittori is from what we know, a capable guy and would probably do a lot of good there at the agency. So sorry to see that held up.
We do have some good news for people.
Let's share it.
The Trains Chicago Railroads mobile app is now available.
It is.
You can download this on your mobile devices, Apple, Android, and you can go around the city like a pro, find train watching spots.
So someone other than you, right?
Yes, that's
Okay,
right. And
all right.
David Lassen, the editor of our
He's a pro.
of our Chicago special issue from earlier this year. You can download this. You can find locomotives on display, cabooses, find train watching spots throughout the city, and we're looking to expand it. So if you have suggestions, send them off to us.
Yeah. Where can they send them?
I think it's apps at trainsmag.com still.
I like that.
Yeah, apps
That's
at
really cool.
trainsmag.com.
That's really cool. Well, we got two other things to say. I got to sell something.
Okay.
If you have heard about this, and you know we've been working on this, we've been excited about this for a while. A new video for Trains Magazine, Selling Sunshine, the Florida Trains. Wonderful DVD from producer Rich Luckin. It's exclusive to Trains Magazine. You've not seen this footage compiled in one place anywhere else before. Rich has done all the background work, all the producing work, all the research, and I think it says here 60 minutes plus 24 minutes of bonus content from Trains Magazine. Go to our website, kalmbachhobbystore.com.
And in case you missed it, folks, that was Steve selling Sunshine. Yeah.
You betcha. You betcha.
Anything else?
Well, anything else. And, you know, so you've seen some videos on Trains Newswire the past couple of weeks. We'd like to do more of those. We'd like to get a video out there a day from something that's kind of newsy out in the field. Maybe it's just a quick cell phone video. If you've got it on YouTube or you have it in a way that we could load it up to our YouTube channel, send me a link or send me a note about it to newswire@trainsmag.com. That's the Trains Newswire email, newswire@trainsmag.com. I'll be sure to take a look at it and get back to you if there's something that we can use.
Very good.
It sounds like we've had a good week, and there's going to be a good week. For everyone at Trains Magazine, enjoy the weekend.